Hello and welcome to another weekly big picture market update. 18th of November, Sunday night, that's the closing on 18th of November. It's Sunday night, the 20th of November. So as the market goes, generally speaking, so do your stocks. Your stock trades, your individual stock trades are like boats on the ocean that is the S&P and the other major indexes. So it pays well to look at what's going on. Same for currency traders, because you need to know what the dollar is doing, because everything's pegged against the dollar. From a big picture point of view, this is what we look at every week. So here is the benchmark, S&P 500. And you can see the action. We had a great week before, but 40-week moving average pointing down, and the downtrend is the downtrend until proven otherwise, and we're kind of on that border, and it is yet to. Here's the downtrend. It's very clear. It's been a very orderly, gentlemanly descent, and it's been very predictable, and this so far is no exception. Hitting this trend line, bouncing down she goes. It tried again this week, and that's the mid-range there, that midpoint on the that peg there, that HLC bar, usually means a change in direction, which in this case means back down again. By the way, if any of this looks like a load of gobbledygook, there's plenty of free resources, all yours on the website. You can see it there. The stocktradingteacher.com and right here on the site, and so it pays to learn it for yourself. Part of what I do here is teaching as well as updating as we go. So there is the trend. Now, interestingly enough, the Dow, on the other hand, now we look at all the averages, the Dow, the Nasdaq, Russell, and so on. They all have to agree with each other generally for something to be in play. So the Nasdaq is even worse nightmare than the S&P so far, and so is the small companies. Russell still pointing down, but the Dow is, you can see here where this line is there. There's a very straight line there with a double bottom. This is what's called a double bottom. We can draw that like that. And it's done the correct way. So the right bottom is lower than the left bottom, and then we have this W formation here. Oops, let's try that again. So there's that is like a resistance line, and down here we got that bounce going on. This is classic double bottom action, and if it breaks above 3375 on a weekly close, as in this Friday, then the Dow will be saying something the other averages are. So there are signs here that kind of bucking the trend, but generally speaking, the Dow can't act alone. So this is kind of a pivotal moment. It's kind of like a wait and see, but like I said here, S&P is the leader, and it's in a downtrend until proven otherwise. So regarding stock trades, this is something where I'm going to, anything that's open, fine, but regarding new trades, it's a kind of watching time, and that's why I have midweek updates as well as my weekly stock watch list that you get by signing up at the website. Let's see what the dollar is doing for all you Forex traders out there. After this monumental rally, it just had to come back down to earth, and the week before last, which it did in true fashion, that wasn't so much of a dollar collapse as it just had to correct. It got way ahead of itself here. Now it's back on this aggressively rising 40-week moving average, and it is a kind of bit like the markets, and they are correlated somewhat, because generally speaking, when things are going well, people would dump the dollar, the safety of the dollar, and move into other things like the pound. So that's basically the stock market rally here, as the dollar come down, and we got this inflection point here that kind of marries up with what we're saying on the market. There it is on the zoom in on the daily chart here, and it's interesting to see. That's not a bad tradable position, actually. There are worse things that traders could do now than either sit on their hands or go with the dollar. And let's just finally check in with copper. Dr. Copper, as Dr. Copper goes, so does the economy, so they say, and very much in a downtrend, still turned back. So there's more evidence pointing to, it's back to the downtrend until proven otherwise. We had a big rise in gold recently as well. Let's look at gold. And everyone was celebrating the week before last this huge rise, but gold is still very, very neutral, which does kind of fly in the face of this whole longer term, anyway, inflation argument. And there's no doubt we're seeing things more expensive now, but interesting how gold has never really been on board with that. Anyway, so that's all for now, and I will speak to you in the week with some more hot stock updates. Speak to you then.